Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm doing something a little bit different than what I've done in the past. I'm going to be discussing my food service jobs. Hold for applause. But I've been working 2 food service jobs for a little bit now, not super long time. I'm quitting one of them, so a lot of these things won't apply to that job. I'm not going to say the companies for obvious reasons, but to put it this way, one of the companies that I'm staying with, I really enjoy working for them. They're very flexible with my schedule. People are nice. It's not the worst job. The second job is like hellfire corporate on a stick, and it's terrible and awful, and I'm so glad I don't have to ever be working there again. But general disclaimer, food service isn't anything to be ashamed of. It's not mining coal, but it's not like an easy job. Be kind to your food service retailers. Just be nice to people that are waiting on you. And yeah, so without further ado, let us jump on into my 21 fears. Some are going to be a little out there and outlandish and probably wouldn't happen, but I'm still scared of them. I figured why not turn my anxieties into something that's like a smaller deal and to kind of joke about it. So number 1. This is probably on the more unrealistic side, but this is still something that actually scares me. I am terrified that I'm going to be going to the walk-in or like going to the back or anywhere and having to get something down. It's gonna be really heavy and it's gonna crush me to death. That is not a news-making story. That is not cool, being crushed to death by a box of frozen food or like a gallon of lemonade. I don't know how I'd be crushed to death by a gallon of lemonade, but it could still happen. I could drown. You don't know. They don't know. So that is my number 1 fear, is being crushed to death. It seems so silly, but it's an actual thing that occurs in my brain. So number 2 is burning myself. And this is a little more realistic than being crushed to death. But like I have this giant burn on my thigh from where I like dropped a curling wand on it. And if that's bad, what if I get one like on my face? What if I'm Zuko? I don't want to be Zuko. I don't want to be Zuko from The Last Airbender. But like, I don't know how I get a burn on my face, but like what if it happened? I don't want to get burned at all, but especially not on my face. So that's fear number 2, is getting burned. I know a lot of people. Number 3 is accidentally going off on a customer. And this is a very real one. There's a lot of moments where you just have to like, you just gotta like calm yourself down. You gotta go to the back. You gotta stand for a second. You gotta talk it out with some of your coworkers. But I can promise you that this is a very real fear. Quite scary. So hopefully that never happens. Number 4 is ringing up the wrong price and having a customer go like apeshit. Like, it's one thing if I accidentally ring up the wrong price and you mention it to me, I would apologize and be like, I'm so sorry, because that's my fault completely. But like if I accidentally ring up the wrong price and the person freaks out, I'm so scared that's gonna happen. Or I'm gonna like mess the drawers up or like anything like that. Like I don't wanna screw over the company. So it's just a lot of like, every single time I ring somebody up. So number 5 is dropping somebody's food. Especially if I'm taking it out to the dining room or I am like bagging it or whatever. Not only is the kitchen gonna have to remake it, or I'm gonna have to remake it, but the customer's gonna get mad, the manager's gonna get mad, the cooks are gonna get mad, I'm gonna be mad, I'm gonna be covered in their food. So I'm really not trying to do that. And I mean, it hasn't happened yet. I do wear non-slip shoes, but it could happen. You never know. Number 6 is losing my paycheck. And I think this doesn't even need an explanation as to why this is scary. Number 7 is the other employees hating me. This one's a little more realistic. It's definitely, social anxiety is like a thing a lot of people have, and it's just, you know, especially like the first day, it's really hard. It's like, do these people like me? Did they hate me? At the job that I like, I feel like I'm fine there, but at the job I don't like, I'm always like, hey everyone, and they're always like, oh, it's Sarah, and I'm always like, ugh. Number 8 is spilling stuff on my uniform. This is not a very serious fear, but spilling stuff on my uniform and then being stuck there all day with a crusty ass shirt. Like this is not that big of a deal, and like if it happens, it happens, whatever. You know, you get home at the end of your shift, you get to wash yourself up, but this has happened. This happens all the time, so I don't really know why I'm so scared of it, but it's like a little bit of like I don't want to go the whole day with like my shirt like in a crust ball from Lemonade. I don't want to do that. Number 9, and this is kind of a thing of the past, but if anybody has ever worked anything more than 2 jobs that are part-time, you know how hard it can be to schedule things sometimes, especially if those part-time jobs don't have a set schedule. So I technically work 3 jobs. I am a makeup artist, I am working 2 food service jobs, one, like I said, I'm quitting one, so this anxiety won't be like as big of a deal, but every week it's like trying to figure out my schedule and trying to get the most hours in, and it was really not fun. So I'm glad I won't have to do that. Number 10, forgetting I have work, and this has happened before, and I can't tell you the amount of fear you have like in your chest, gut area when you are making a phone call to the store you work at and you're saying, hey, can you write or do something, blah, 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 do this for me, and they're like, well, can't you do it when you get here? And you're like, what do you mean? And they're like, you're supposed to be here like 20 minutes ago, I was just about to call you, and you're like, huh? Moving on to number 11, when someone from corporate shows up. I don't even think I need to elaborate on this one. It's scary. It's not like they're just doing their job and you're doing your job, but it's still scary. Number 12, tripping on a wet floor and busting my ass. Number 13, a customer having an allergic reaction and me screwing up, or having an allergy and me screwing up. And this is a very real one, and one I always try to like really focus on. Like, someone tells me I have this allergy, I make sure to alert everybody and like do my damn job. But like, it's scary because like I don't want to kill somebody. So number 14 is losing my uniform right before my shift. And this seems like, okay, if you put it back in the same place every day, it won't happen, but I'm really bad at doing that. I'm messy. So I can't tell you the amount of times I've been like, where's my shirt? Where's my shirt? Or like, where's my hat? And so it's just like, then you're late, and that's like a fear. And number 15 is customers yelling at me in general. It is really scary to have somebody like up in your face and yelling at you, especially when you can't yell back. You can't just walk away. Like, it's really scary. You know, you just have to kind of stand there and like endure it, and then like try to be super like Vulcan face, like really calm, but it's really hard. So I'm bad at that. It doesn't happen too terribly often, but it has happened before. Number 16 is having like a box of something, whether it be food or it could be like kitchen, like cookware or whatever, and basically breaking it on accident and then having to pay for it. It's so scary because it's like what? Like, I can't, yeah, it's just really scary because that's like a big giant chunk of your paycheck that would just be gone. So many hours you worked for just gone because you screwed up a little bit, and it's like, ah. Number 17 is dumping trash on my head. And this seems weird without explanation, but a lot of days I have to take the trash out. So I'll be wheeling the trash out to the dumpster, it's going good. Now I gotta pick the bags up and you gotta throw it in the giant dumpster. To put it in perspective, I'm about 5'1", 5'2". I'm not a very tall person, I'm not a very strong person. So trying to heave these trash bags over my head and like strongman chuck them into the dumpster is really hard. So there's some days I'm like, if this trash opens and rains down on my head, I'm gonna flip. I'm just gonna like jump in with the trash, like just put me out of my misery. Yeah, that's an actual fear of mine. So, hasn't happened yet, best not happen ever. Number 18, getting fired. And I think this is also pretty realistic. I've never done anything I think that warranted me getting fired, but especially in the beginning, I was, the job that I like, I was really worried that they were gonna fire me because it took me a long time to learn the things, I did a lot of stupid stuff, like on accident, so I was worried that they were gonna be like, oh, she's not like competent enough. Number 19 is getting yelled at by customers. And yes, it's on here twice because it's that scary. Don't yell at food service people when they don't deserve it. Don't be a jerk, don't be rude. Be a kind person and we'll treat you with respect. If they're treating you with, no respect, ask to speak to their manager. But if they're treating you like a civilized human being and you're just being a jerk back, then stop it because you give people anxiety. Number 20, being yelled at by my boss. Now, if I was doing something that like legitimately warranted me getting yelled at, I wouldn't be that scared of it because I would feel like really bad about whatever I did. But I don't think this would ever happen, but if I did get yelled at for like no reason, I'd be like, I'm sorry, and like just like curl away, try to get in my uniform, try to hide, try to like condense myself down, camouflage myself maybe, because I don't like getting yelled at, especially not by like somebody who I'm working for, so that would be mighty spooky. But anyway, so my last fear, number 21, is the most realistic, and I think everybody has felt this when they're working a part-time job anywhere, is that, or maybe not everybody, but I certainly have, is that you're gonna be stuck working that job for the rest of your life. And I know that seems a little over dramatic, so maybe the rest of your life is like an overstatement, but more time than you want it to. Everybody has goals and aspirations, and if yours does not lie within that company, it is a scary thought to be thinking, oh God, I could be stuck here for like 20 years, 5 years, 10 years, however many, but like, it's not something I want. I don't want to work at these places for that long, hopefully. So it is a fear that I won't be able to do what I want to do. And yeah, so I think that's probably the most like legitimate fear on my list, is that I will be working those jobs for either a lot longer than intended or for forever. But yeah. So if you guys agreed with any of these fears or want to add any down below, feel free. Let me know what you thought of this video. If you guys enjoy things like this, I'll definitely do more stuff like this. Not really sure the direction I want to take my channel in, but I would love you guys to help guide me. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.